Good morning, everybody. It's Speed Docs. Welcome to weekend 2. I am having my coffee still, and I hope you are too. It is looking like it's going to be a great weekend. CJ just demonstrated off those awesome prizes, so be sure to get those raffles in. We've got a little bit of time still before our first run of the day comes up, which is going to be Shadow the Colossus. Which, if you haven't seen, very cool game. Basically go through, kill a bunch of Goliath bosses, pet a cute horse. And what do we have for our reward today? Every $5 is going to pet the horse. I've seen this done at other marathons, and it's definitely worth it. Now, I feel a little bad. What the heck is the horse's name? Is it Argo? But yeah, how is everybody hanging out? Ugh. I have a little confession for you guys. I was staying up a little degenerate last night, and it was at about 2 a.m. I realized, oh, wait a minute. I have to be here in the morning. Oh no. We haven't even got our first run in the day yet. We can't be sussy, chat. Something I kind of love, probably by design. But starting with Shadow the Colossus, we have Cute Animal Friend. And then afterwards, Sable is coming again for weekend 2 doing the Pathless, which is a really neat movement-based game. And it also has a cute animal friend, which is the bird. And you can pet the bird, so we have a reward for that as well. One-winged Amogus? Oh no. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. Sorry. That's broke me for today. Wait a minute. Sussy Roth? And sweet. So things are getting set up. We'll probably be ready in about 5 minutes or so. But starting off weekend 2 strong. $20 dono from CJ. Thanks, CJ. Starting things off hot, getting this train rolling. And $5 from Quill. You know, we love Quilliam. Let's start this weekend strong. Also, hi, Gaffy. Well, hi there. I saw, by the way, that you, I believe, PB'd in Super Sammy Roll. I actually bought it when it was on sale a couple weeks ago. I still need to play through it, but it's up there. It's like at the top of my list. It's just calling to me. But as a dumb runner, I'm like, I could just play Hollow Knight again. So I'll get there soon, though. And appreciate your dono. As a reminder to everybody, all donations are going towards Save the Children. And that is true. We already have 5 horse pets. I'm sure in a race, runners love to just stop and do horse pets. Okay, good news. I refilled my coffee. We are looking good. Or I mean, I am. The run, they're still setting up. They need just a minute. But don't go anywhere. Just hang out another second. But I will be right back with you guys. All right, chat. I've come back with even better news. This time, everybody's set up, and we have Grace. So it's a good day. But yeah, without any further waiting, we have Shadow the Colossus, any percent hard race by Tic and Stockie.
Hey, what's going on everyone? I hope you've been enjoying the marathon. SDAT is being run by some really cool people for an awesome cause. So you all being here makes you really cool as well. But, you know what else is really cool? Speedrunning's incredible history. My name is Dr. Swellman, and I cover various events that have occurred throughout RPG speedrunning over the years. From Final Fantasy X's community cracking the code of RNG manipulation, to Legend of Dragoon speedrunners using save corruption to skip over 3/4 of the game. I absolutely love sharing the accomplishments in what are considered to be lesser known communities. If you enjoy speed docs, then I promise you're going to love it over here. Anyways, that's enough of me. Stay hydrated folks, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh, sorry. I thought the buffer was still going. We are actually here now, and we have an awesome race coming up. We have Stocky and TikTak. Do you guys want to introduce yourself? Tell us what we have going on today.
Hello.
Yeah, sure.
You start. You start.
Okay, all right. I'm TikTak. I'm part of the Team Eco community. I'm an admin there. And today we're going to run any percent hard of Shadow of the Colossus with Stocky.
Hello, I'm Stockie. I'm a moderator for the community, and I've been off Shadow Cost for about 1 year hiatus, but I'm back for this race to get my hiney kicked. But other than that, pretty good. And with us in commentary, we have another lovely member of our community, Jade.
Hello, I'm Sunbro Jade. I'm also a runner of Shadow of the Colossus, so I'm excited to see Stocky and TikTak do a race. It's gonna be entertaining.
All right.
And I'm excited to see it. Just as a reminder for everyone in chat, we do have a reward. Every $5 is going to be one pet to our lovable horse friend. Currently, we have 5 pets already, so whenever you guys feel ready to distribute that.
Okay.
Yes, right away.
I guess you can do 3, I can do 2.
Sure, we can do that.
Perfect.
And we're also ready for the countdown.
Yeah.
Should I count down, or how are we doing this?
You know what? Normally I leave it up to you guys, but keep it neutral. Do you want Jade to do it?
I
Perfect.
can do that. All right, I will start the countdown in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Whew.
Right out of the gate with the pet strategies.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about the pets, with modern controls there is a slight chance we accidentally might hit aggro with a sword. That's all just a
One.
nice scratch. 1, 2.
Thanks for telling me, because I completely forgot how to pet him on.
Yeah, it's a square instead of interact.
Why is it with square? For aggro? What have they done here?
But anyway, to introduce the category a bit, any percent hard is probably the most difficult category you can run. For all of those who don't know, Shadow of the Colossus is a game all about fighting 16 bosses, and the bosses on hard mode have more weak points to kill, more health in general, and it costs more stamina to do things, and they also kill you easier. So everything is going to be slightly harder than usual, which leads to a few new strats being introduced to deal with all of that. And coming up right away is a little parkour part to get to a first Colossus, where we use a few tricks to be a slightly bit faster. Okay, if you wanna maybe talk about the game in general and then the first boss.
Yeah, of course. Looks like TikTak and Stocky are doing different ways of climbing up the cliff. There's some rocks that you can use to gain footing on places that you really shouldn't, or not supposed to. But coming up to Valus first, there's a weak sigil on the left back of his foot, and gonna use a jump slash to initiate the first stab, and then stab with the second, and then we can actually walk during this cutscene. So you're gonna see TikTak run up and grab Valus's face mid cutscene, and normally you're supposed to like climb up the back because there's like some scaffolding up there. It takes about, I think it's 5 stabs rather than 3 in normal, and then he also has a sigil on his back right arm. So after the head, go down, and then you see the second sigil, which is very, you can get shaken very easily off of this one. It's a lot less stable than the head, because there's a plant on the back of Valus's neck.
Yeah, and to explain what a plant is, that's just a way to get uninterrupted stabs by positioning yourself in a very specific way, which is possible on most sigils, but on the sigils that the Wanderer is hanging on, it's usually not possible. There instead we usually do strategies where we switch to the hand of the sword, and that also gets a little bit of time, because when you switch to hand, the next stab is always a little bit faster. or just slight optimizations on that.
Yeah. The main when it comes to movement as well, the main movement that you're going to see is either double rolling or jump land cancelling, which you can do either, which is when you jump and you either whistle or change weapons to be able to cancel the like stumble animation that Wanda does right after landing. Or if not, then you can do the double rolling, which is only on modern, which is when you roll, bring the weapon out, and then you press the button to shine your sword or to aim your bow. And for some reason, that gives you a second roll to play with, which is faster than the other one, but exclusive to modern.
And yeah, after every Colossus kill, you get sent back to the temple. And usually in the casual game, you would have to search for the Colossi. Obviously, we know where the Colossi are, and that comes in quite handy with the second one. Since by triggering the cutscene of that Colossus from up top instead from the bottom side, you can actually just land on the Colossus instantly, which skips quite a bit of time. This is also like a specific thing that only works in the PS4 version. Textures compared to the original game.
Yeah, the cliff has texture. Imagine a cliff with texture.
Yeah, and the whole theme around textures that got adjusted in a way that is beneficial for the speedrun compared to the original PS2 and PS3 versions. There's quite a few of those.
Yeah, this entire cliffside it looks like it was just carved with a with like an ice cream scoop in the PS2 version. So yeah, the second Colossus looks like going for a plant on the head to, I think it's 5 or it's 4.5 stabs on Quad's head, which is
just about 4.
Yeah, so it is a noticeable amount more stabs. She also has a sigil on her side, so there's a big furry patch. Because normally the way you're supposed to mount the Colossus is supposed to hit the weak points on the bottom of her hooves.
Oh god.
Oh god,
Well, and we're gonna get to see that. So that can happen. But Tic-Tac's gonna shoot, you can see the glowing part on the bottom of the hooves, and bring her down.
Just to show off the intended strategy as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's just the...
So yeah, this is the fur you're supposed to grab, and up on her side, it's just covered in fur, so you can reach that weak point. Also, and then the sigil on the back, which gonna do some nice cycle stabs. Very nice. I jigs too, I think. maybe a little.
Stabs,
I need that
specifically because you can interrupt the stabs while you're doing them, and then readjust just to get taken out of the next one as well. And if you do that on purpose on some sigils, you can stab very quickly.
We also, like, when we're hanging, like on a sigil, like on the side, if you do like if you let go of grab and re-grab, you can re-stabilize yourself and get in quicker stabs, when normally you would just be sitting there shaking, waiting for the Colossus to stabilize you.
Right, since both Quadratuses are down, I think it's a good time for donations.
Nothing new as of right now.
Alright.
But yeah, just as a reminder for anybody joining in with our first run of the day, we have a lot of awesome prizes that you can check out at SDAT Live. All donations go towards Save the Children. And there is a no purchase form where you can try and win the raffle yourself.
One small little bit of that I did at the end of Quad that is not really useful tech except for backups is what we call a sexy slash, which is when you're trying to actually kill a Colossus. Most people think that you need to defeat every single sigil individually, but actually you just need to deal enough damage. It's just that after a certain amount of damage, each sigil deactivates. So in some specific instances, you can have very little HP left, and instead of charging another stab, if you slash it at the actual sigil, it will do enough damage to kill the Colossus. It instantly finishes the fight. It doesn't give you that slow motion, which is the same thing that we do when we try to jump stab at the end of a fight. It skips the slow animation, which leaves a couple seconds. But that I know of, there isn't really a sexy slash inbuilt into any of the strategies. It's more of like when you don't stab enough or you don't do a specific strat and you're left with just a tiny sliver of HP.
Oh, to be fair, on hard mode it's more common because the health amounts are just all wacky and weird. But there's also a category in the category extensions called /%. We just go through the whole game just slashing every Colossus. And those are quite tricky, because on some Colossi, it's technically possible to slash, but it's very hard. Specifically on the last one, that is moving around quite a bit, it's also very dangerous. It's quite a fun category as well to try out.
You have to slash from Malice's front to get that, correct?
Yeah, it's quite risky.
Basically.
I thought so.
I know some people have like setups for that one. I haven't really looked into that.
You basically have to throw yourself off of the final Colossi to be able to sexy slash it. And if you miss, well, you drop down. I don't think you die from full damage, no, at least.
Well, at least not that.
You just have to restart.
It's not that painful. Unless you land in the middle of nowhere and you just get bolted. But that's a Colossus for another, later on.
How about you explain a bit, Jade, while we...
I got you. So, you suffer. So this is probably one of the harder Colossus. As far as like a speedrun trick, it is Gaius. If you've seen this run before and are familiar with any of the strats, they're both going to be going for the Gaius launch, or it has lovingly also been called Space Jam, where through a series of jumps and or positions, you can launch yourself off of the tip of Gaius's sword and jump directly to his head. The difference in hard mode for Gaius is that there's also a sigil on his non-sword arm on the back, kind of very similar to Valus. And you might be wondering, why are they throwing arrows? And nice launch, TikTok. Why are they shooting the Colossus in the belly with arrows? It's to reduce to not need an extra slash, or extra stab. Ooh, nice launch. Both nice launches.
The dirt was so bad for me. I'm surprised I launched.
Good job. That's amazing.
Wow. Guys,
So-
actually totally a little bit there, because in hard mode, since it's 5 stabs, you have to be very quick about them. Otherwise you suffer, and well, I got a quite decent backup, but that's like a kind of theme around hard mode. A lot of the timings are way more strict because of stamina restrictions and the way things line up.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't get extra stamina for, each Colossus from being in hard, so you're trying to do it with the same amount that you get in any percent
Where am
normal.
I? Oh boy.
Oh,
And
yep,
another
and
nice
the
feature
camera.
of the game is the camera, the 17th Colossus.
Yeah, the 17th Colossus for sure is the camera.
The camera, and the forest is the 18th, something along those lines, I think.
Yep. I believe that.
No meme stab. Oh.
Camera management in this game is very important, and it's mostly preemptive by positioning yourself in certain ways to avoid the camera going wild. But since that was an unconventional kind of jump I did, it became kind of painful, but otherwise not too bad. For Gaius, this one can meme you quite badly,
Oh, for sure.
especially in hard.
Yeah, and also it is incredibly easy to do a stab where you think the sigil is, and it just not connect at all.
Hello, you gonna give me a second stash? Hello? Thank you. Oh my god. Oh.
It's so risky jumping on that too.
I was committed.
Yep, you were committed to the slash.
100%.
And slashes are really interesting because like they're not intended. It's not supposed to be that way. It's just a funny glitch that happens, and it pretends like you stabbed, but you actually didn't.
It's also quite funny how it was found, because it was a complete accident where it was Foxy Jira who did Dirge, and when you fail Dirge is left with a little bit of health, just very little health, and he got frustrated and just pressed a button to slash, and that killed the Colossus, and everyone was very hyped because nobody understood how that one worked, and it actually became quite key in some individual level runs, just because of that added benefit of skipping straight to a cutscene like a jump stab.
I actually didn't know the lore behind that. I did not know it was Foxy, and that is.
I didn't know it was on Ditch.
I love that so much.
Yeah, because in the original the slash didn't work like that, but since they kind of coded it a bit differently where it deals a little bit of damage, it actually kills from that side.
I was this close to accidentally going to Avion, but I remember it was still in the fourth one.
That's honestly the worst part about Marathon. Since you don't have your splits, you can get mixed up with Colossi and go the wrong way.
I've never done that before.
Oh, I managed to go to Malice instead of Phalanx. It lost me so much time, because I went to the left instead of the right.
Oh, that's a jump.
My most viewed clip is the one where I was so worried about Hydras that I couldn't stop thinking about Hydras, so I skipped over Barber, went straight to Hydras on good pace.
And then just like
yeah.
jump down into the water. Huh?
Yeah,
The snake.
exactly. No snake.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
Coming up is Phaedra, the dragon llama horse thing.
It's a horse.
And I'm going to try and do a nice little launch, which is also very risky, so let's hope it works.
We're still on the same Colossus, so I'm happy for now.
Heck yeah. But so yeah, TikTak's gonna do a Phaedra launch, which if you get into the right position on her foot and do a side launch up on the right animation, worked beautifully. Good job. You can teleport directly upwards with all of that momentum, and you can get launched up all the way instead of having to jump up onto the hip bone, onto the butt ladder, and then climb up the normal way.
The butt ladder.
It's a butt ladder.
It's a butt ladder. Yeah. No, that's true. It's true. It is a butt ladder.
Yeah, it's an interesting term. I'm calling it official now, adding it to the terminology guide.
Oh, I got Phaedra first try. Ah.
Nice, good job.
So basically the way I did it is quite risky, because if you fail it, you lose a lot of time. It's more of a standard for world record runs, but I thought I'd try and show it off, and I'm glad it worked. The whole idea there is that side jumps in this game are quite weirdly coded, where they transfer all of the Colossus energy directly. So it's not even the side jump that's causing the boost, but the Colossus animation itself, which the side jump basically serves as a vessel of all of that, and it's also quite risky due to that, because if you mistime it just a little bit, you can launch in a completely different direction, specifically on Phaedra. It will come into play with 2 other Colossi later on as well. But yeah, it's Phaedra.
Especially fun when the side launch goes wonky and then you end up like launching horizontally across the room.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always fun. Love that.
There's even a way to launch to the front part of Phaedra and grab on, which is technically faster, but I haven't tried to find the
also
consistent
pain.
setup for that. Yeah.
Also, these side sigils on Phaedra's shoulders are deceptively incredibly hard to grasp.
So bad, because Wanda will get stuck on everything that isn't the sigil.
Yeah. That hitbox is very small, and usually, if you're not quite right on the situation, you would really grab there, and just shimmying is usually better, because otherwise you just keep stabbing next to it, but not on it.
Yep.
I nearly forgot there were 2.5 stab. I would have been very pissed if I accidentally left at 1 HP. Okay. Yeah, in this game, you won't be seeing it because we're both playing on PS5, but there is a difference between 30 FPS and 60 FPS. So for example, the launch that TikTak just did, well harder in 60 FPS, is even harder in 30. At the beginning, at first it thought it was impossible, but then Sean, one of the best players that we've had, proved that it was doable in 30 and mildly consistent. And 60 is just a lot better.
Yeah, on 60 it's definitely a lot better. On 30 there's less leeway about the timing and positioning. And even more impressive actually that recently Udavara, who is a 30 FPS player on the standard PS4, managed to get a world record for the boss rush category, which is the most competitive one of the game. And he got it there first try as well, so it is definitely possible, but we've come a long way since even a year ago.
Yeah. Been a lot of small optimizations that slowly build up over time.
Yeah, coming up to another fan favorite, Avion. It's the bird one, the flying Colossus.
The way that I always see Avion is one of the worst ones to do in a marathon because it's deceptively hard. But visually, it looks really easy. Oh, you just drop down. When you mess up, it looks like, you know, you just miss a really easy trick, but it's not as easy as it looks. So in marathons, it's always not the worst, but you know, you've got some.
It definitely feels like the worst. Whenever you get past Avion, it feels like there's less pain to run forward. Besides Hydrus is also bad. But like, I've had marathons where I fell off this Colossus twice, and it looked, you know, when you do it well, it looks pretty, you know, speedy.
It's fine, yeah, okay.
Cool.
Down,
But
look
if
cool.
you fail it, you just look like a complete fool for messing it up. And specifically on hard, it even looks less impressive than doing it safely, but it's even harder to not fall off. So
the main issue with hard Avion is you can run out a bit of. Oh, hello, thank you, Agra. You can run out of stamina pretty easily if you don't like go quickly and do it properly.
Yeah. So yeah, the difference with Avion is that there's, I think it's 1.5, correct, on each wingtip.
It's just.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 1.5. It's just one extra stab, which is the main issue.
Yeah. So you have to do 2 stabs. Normally, on normal Avion, you can just do 1 full stab and then do you know, either wing up or wing down drops to the other wing. And looks like TikTak got a wing down. But yeah, she'll do a barrel roll after a stab, so you kind of have to wait to do the second one. And then see, after the stab, she didn't do a barrel roll. That was really good jump right to the tail. Wow.
Dang it, he didn't fall down. I mean, yay, congrats.
Yeah, it's a strategy that I've started using recently after PTO explained to me how it's faster. But going tail second on hard mode is faster if you do it right. If you do it wrong, you lose time, but the idea is to get back to a swing before the animation starts, which I think I failed. Yep, I failed, so now I'm losing time.
It's okay.
But it's fine, yeah.
So, yeah, you saw that TikTak was stabbing. It did not look like it was on the sigil. That sigil's hitbox actually goes up an entire third of Avion's tail.
Huge, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the jumping on the Colossus and then swapping weapons to ignore wind resistance is also some speed tech for you.
Oh my god, my camera. Oh my god. What was that camera?
And one of the things that I always recommend to people in marathons to watch, if you're going to watch anything about this game, definitely look at the individual level runs, because those are very insane with optimization and risky strategies that are going on. Something that we can only hint at, but not even come close to show. And one specific one is the Avion on hard mode by Stormblad, where it's a jump stab straight to the wing, and then a transition where he barely makes it out with literally 0 stamina before falling. And very, very insane one to watch. Very impressive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so impressive when it's pulled off, because when mounting Avion, we have to like wait out the wing flaps to be able to run to the tip of the wing and start the stabbing. On the IL, as soon as you get up there, you do like a half moon turn, jump, and stab, and you hit the wing somehow.
If you don't mind me interrupting, we did get $10 from Dr. Swelbin, so that means 2 more pets for our lovable horse friend.
Yeah, and since we're doing it, whoever's ahead, I'm going to do them right now while on the horse. 1 and 2.
Aww.
There we go. Thank you for the donation.
It deserves
yeah,
all the good pets.
And definitely feel free to interrupt between the Colossi, because there's a lot of things we can talk about, but there's always room for some donations.
Oh,
Will
absolutely.
do. Appreciate it.
It is not like Boss Rush, where you have barely time to to explain the Colossus before it's dead.
Yeah, that's also a reason why I personally prefer any percent for marathons. Well, whoever watched the Speed Docs documentary about Shadow of the Colossus, the boss rush category was covered because it's always the more optimized one. And there was a slight joke about the Western community just wanting to do the horse riding. But there is something to it. Not only do we have more time to explain things, it's also quite relaxing to run because you get a bit of downtime.
Yeah.
While the boss rush, it's one after another, on and on, and if you do a slight mistake, you have to reset and go again.
Yeah, definitely boss rush. Objectively, while you're in a Colossus, it's more forgiving. Objectively, throughout the whole run, it's so unforgiving because there's barely any time to be able to make up. In any percent, you can get better setups, you can do better movement, stuff like that. There still is time to be had. In boss rush, if you fail something, that's just time lost, and there's no way of recouping it anywhere else except like doing like very risky strats on other Colossi.
Yeah, and since I already talked about Udavara's world record run, which beat Sean's long reign of unbeatable records, that one, I can only see one mistake that loses like 15 to 20 seconds. That's about it.
To be fair, one mistake and one unlucky moment of just
Yeah,
RNG.
an unlucky moment is just, well, you could technically save 40 seconds, but if you saved all for 40 seconds, one would be unbeatable until people start doing even crazier things, and you're already on the limit of that.
Yeah, because we will mention it in a future Colossus, but there is one of the fights is just kind of RNG, whether you get the individual level strat or not.
Yep.
You can do everything perfectly, and then it just turns the wrong way. But because the individual level strat is now implemented at any percent, we will be covering it when we get to them.
Yep. And going into Barba, the beardy boy. The usual way to do it would be to go to the back of the arena and hide and let him do the things. Instead here I'm going to jump to the hand directly, which is a very specific jump. And a hard mode only strat, because on hard mode there's a sigil here, which I'm going to stab 3 times. And then, if I get it perfectly, I will try to launch directly off of that hand to the head, which is a bit of a tricky strat, but as a backup if I don't manage to do it. So let's see. And beautiful.
Nice.
It's actually quite funny. I got it perfectly here. During my GDQ run, I almost got it, but when Feller got stomped, which was then highlighted.
Yeah, I think that's
no.
like one of the most viewed clips of that GDQ or something like that.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
Move, Wanda, move!
But yeah, this barber is actually as good as I can make it be.
Now I'll show off the backup strats, probably.
Yeah, because Barba is one of those colossi there. You can lose a lot of time simply by Barba saying, you know what, I'm going to shake a little more, and a little more. And now I'm going to run forward and shake you a bit more. And then you lose stamina, you fall. On hard modes, it's always a delightful event.
Oh,
So, it's always very nice.
step on me, please. Step on me. Thank you.
There's also a different way of doing this by manipulating the cutscene, which is the way it's done in the normal run.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
really?
the normal run doesn't have the hand sigil, so
Really? Okay. I was out of position. That's unfortunate.
and thankfully in hard, it's a lot easier to get a reset on Barba because the stomps do a lot more damage.
Get one more try for hand first, and then I'll switch to.
Yeah, showing off the other strat is also quite cool. And the only reason I personally don't like doing it, even though the hand strat is quite hard and specific, is because then the transition from the back can be quite tricky and all that. But even then, there's ways of doing it quickly by, for example, whenever Barba is on the stairs.
No. Oh, come on. That's on me. I got greedy.
Whenever Barba is on the stairs, sometimes you can just jump into the sigil. Which is the way it was done before they kind of improved on that.
Barba is definitely bullying Stocky here.
Definitely.
It's honestly the way it usually goes.
It is true. Well, hard Barba, well, I mean, is obviously way harder than normal.
Yep.
That extra sigil doesn't seem like it would cause a lot of stress, but it really does.
Yeah, because it's also in such an awkward spot.
Exactly.
Does not help that getting down to it is not the best.
Coming up is Hydrus, who is also one of the worst colossi in 80%. It's the water snake, the eel with the electric spikes. And the whole problem there is to do it quickly, you have to have a very specific setup, which Shade can go into detail while I do it, because it's quite hard. And there's very little leeway before it fails, and in any percent it's even harder because you don't have a preset starting position. So you have to do the setup yourself. Which, well, when it goes wrong, it goes really wrong. But there's ways to back it up. Usually by just swimming directly into the spikes.
Oh, that worked? That worked? Oh, that worked. Do I have enough stamina? I don't think so. Ah.
Oh, you jumped off of the head. That's very cool.
That is...
I had an IO like that one once, and it was completely the same way, where I was like, oh, that worked? Interesting.
It was so impressive. I did not expect you to reach it.
A very cool backup here can be to jump from the stairs, or do the head first strategy.
No.
A bit tricky.
I'm gonna try to get a punch, see if I can get a punch down. Come on, punch me.
Punch me, Barba.
This is the main issue about either punch me or
Yeah.
or kick.
Usually just launching again and
that's
getting
probably
hand is probably the easiest because it's less reliant on what's happening around it. Okay. Meanwhile, Jake, if you want to explain the Hydra setup.
Oh, I got you. So, Hydrus, if you jump from this up over this architecture and you see some little algae, you get a specific a round specific distance away, puts you into this exact setup, and looks like Tic Tac does a jump, and then we do a everybody is different, so it's very hard to tell, or like hard to
Yeah.
explain. But you do some swims forward to a specific position, and then you get a camera angle, and we're going to do a jump stab in the water to cause Hydra's to trigger an animation where she turns her head. We stand on the side of her neck in order to get a confirmation shake where she's like, yes,
Oh.
hello, I am...
Please don't. Please
oh.
don't. How dare you? Wow, okay. So that's interesting. Basically, I got the right setup, but due to the fact that I accidentally jump stabbed the horn and then failed to jump stab again, Hydra's just went into the completely wrong animation and swam underwater forever.
I actually never seen her do that. So yeah.
8, 9. It's actually, I think, a 60 FPS only thing because it only encountered it there. And it's only when you jump stab instantly. But
Yeah, because I haven't
it's
seen it
fine.
before either.
The backup is usually a bit more tame.
Yeah. So
And then
yeah.
I failed again. And that's where it becomes very, very interesting to see how I continue.
So yeah, that's an instance of the
Wow,
Yeah.
didn't die.
wrong.
Yes.
Oh no. Wrong timing causing Hydras to not do the animation, and it's it can just be pain.
Hydra's
Absolute
generally
pain.
is like the point where, okay, I finished this run. If you do a good Hydras.
Yeah,
Usually
exactly.
past
Yep,
Hydras,
yep.
stuff can go wrong, but you'll still finish it. But for Hydras, if something goes wrong, it's more like a fine, I'll reset.
That's,
To being a human being now that I've beaten
Let's
Barber.
get shocked. You know, it's funny because I've worked on that setup so hard to make it consistent, and then I got it first try and still managed to mess it up. That's how bad Hydras is usually.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I've straight up since I've returned to the game, because I've returned to the game after 1 year hiatus like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, to do this race, which is going well. Happy for now. But I've completely desisted with learning Hydras again. So I'm not even gonna try to do what TikTok is doing. I'm gonna do the initial setup to get Hydra's attention, but then I'm gonna swim away, let Hydra's horn go past, and then start from
Oh no,
the
not
end of the
again,
tail.
not again, not again. Okay. I think I'm fine.
Is Hydra gonna be the equalizer?
I think it is, honestly. If you get generally...
I can do
clean
Hydras
enough
in about
and-
140, 150.
Oh, I definitely lost more time than that already.
To be fair, I also lost time on Barber. Dang it, Barber, you want my option. You're on my, what was it?
Oh no,
You're my
I
win
mean
condition.
stab. Not... Are you for real? Okay,
No.
let me try to back this up. Let me try to back this up. If this doesn't work, at least I'm... Yeah, I messed it up again.
No, Hydras.
Oh,
Excuse me, come on, stab underwater. No, okay. So basically you saw all the ways you can fail this one by this point.
Yeah. You're gonna see everything about Hydras except like a clean one. You get everything
Yeah,
else.
the next one is going to be clean, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's showing off.
100%.
And now I'm getting slightly angry at myself because I know I can do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But oh well, that's the way marathons work. It's also about showing off the difficulties, especially on hard mode Hydras.
The hardest
for
part
sure.
of this game isn't the actual Colossus, it's finding the will to continue. Oh my god.
I get that though, yeah. Sometimes you're just like running the game and feeling so bad when things just don't go your way at all. Okay, jump stab. Now I'm killing the horn.
So one of the biggest
to
parts
not
about...
die.
I'm gonna switch to classic controls. One of the big things as well about Shadow
Hey,
of the
there we
Colossus is that it's kind of different compared to other speedruns, in which, at least in any percent, it isn't like a consistent amount of, like strategy and you gotta give it. It's just 16 spikes of extreme attention, and if anything goes wrong, the entire run goes wrong. But I've seen other games which are a lot more lenient. You get a bit more.
Yeah, it's like there is backups, but usually once you need a backup, the run is already dead. That's how it feels like, at least most of the time. So, the very last attempt I finally got a clean one.
But yeah, that was
So-
really clean.
Yeah. The whole difficulty about doing the jump stabs is also that once you kill the spike, which you have to on hard mode, the way you have to do the jump stabs changes, because otherwise Hydras just keeps headbutting. And yeah, that makes the whole thing a little awkward.
Also, I feel like definitely need to hear this. Yusu says, "Eel's bad man."
Eel's bad, man.
Eel's bad man.
Eel's bad, man. One thing I'm going to be abusing now is that in the classic control scheme, if you're underwater, you can actually barrel roll. Even when you're not supposed to.
Yeah, and
Get it? No?
Important on Hydra specifically, because otherwise a one cycle would be very difficult.
I might not get the
Since
one
spikes
cycle because I messed up all of the
damage. In hard mode, you kind of have to destroy them or risk dying. So doing this one intended is also quite painful sometimes.
Yeah.
Or
And-
even skip that one wave.
As you saw with or Stocky doing this, sometimes instead of rolling, you can jump in the water, which can set you further back. And
It's painful. He's done it so many times, to the point when I don't think I can... Oh? Maybe?
maybe.
Oh, what was that?
That's some clean stats. Oh no. So yeah, when you reach a certain point of or like walking on Hydras's head when the horn is killed, then Hydras will do those head bobs.
Oh! That's painful.
Nice.
I've always been better at Hydra's hard stabs than normal stabs. I don't know why. But
Gee,
I'm glad.
you got it one cycle, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
especially because I missed so many of the barrel rolls. It's a bit of a weird thing because you can't, because in Classic you hold R1 and then you press triangle, which is jump, do a barrel roll. But when you're underwater, you can't keep on holding R1 because not you're just going to continue grabbing onto him, onto the first. So you got to do a weird. You got to hold R1, press triangle, and then let go of R1 right after.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
kind of have to press both at the same time and
Yeah.
then go and then press them again quickly to not just float away.
Unfortunately, I got a lot of floating away, but I got good enough stabs so that did not.
Yeah, you skip the spikes as well, which is quite impressive because it's easy to die there.
Yeah, what I've discovered, because take into account that I'm not going to relearn Hydras anytime soon just because I haven't been able to, and I decided to de-rust on all the other Colossi. The main thing was I had to develop a strat that was quote-unquote intended, but also faster. So what I did was, instead of staying in the middle, which is where you usually get shocked, it's Kuro now, right? I'm not...
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Instead of staying where Tic-Tac did to do all the jump stabs where you get shocked, because you get shocked there and then you can't survive up to the top, up to the final horn, I swam away a bit just out of range, and then you can swim back in, grab onto the tail, and you can get through without having to take out all three stages, which takes a long time.
Alright, it's Kuro for me now. And while Kuro is the easiest and most comfortable Colossus on normal mode, where you usually take a breather and relax, on hard mode it's also very hard. Who would have thought? Because since the sigils you have to deal a lot more damage, there's quite a timer to the one cycle. Which means if you're too slow on the cycle stabs, you have to try again and die. Quite the stakes here. And doing the cycle stabs consistently isn't the easiest.
I'll see how it goes, because in practice it wasn't amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, one small thing about Kuro as well is that depending on I think it's like very cute. Like a small little detail is depending on how high Kuro climbs up before you launch him down, the longer he stays on the ground. So like the bigger hit, and he's even more stunned than before. Such a small little thing that they didn't have to code in gen design or team eco. I think it's a very cute little detail.
And that was one cycle.
Nice.
Cycle stabs went fairly well, so that was quite clean. But it's not
Yep.
easy.
Yeah,
That's
that was
Yeah.
was a very clean Kuro. But yeah, the timing is so tight and hard because there's so many more stabs. You have to fit in the same time window.
Yeah. But don't you worry, this is not the most precise timing-wise stabbing in the entire game. It gets worse. Oh, it gets worse.
Oh yeah, it gets worse.
Yeah, there's a little meme going around how hard mode is a comfy run. Yeah, in the most sarcastic manner possible, you gotta always call everything comfy whenever it fails.
Everything's very comfy.
Like, I just play very comfy. I was
for sure.
like a lot.
One thing I'm going to show off, I don't know if TikTak did, is the magical hover. I get it right? If I
Oh
get it
yeah,
right?
the whistle walk.
Yeah, the whistle walk. It's completely useless. It's the only section where it's actually mildly useful. Where you...
And on Snowbee you can
yeah.
also do it,
Oh.
but there it's risky.
I started a bit. Good work out.
The idea there is to press the whistle button on the very edge of any edge, and then you start spamming jump to kind of hover in the air. And on Zenobia specifically, which we will cover later on, it saves time, but it's also a bit risky, so usually only done in IELTS.
Yeah. The Zenobia hover walk is definitely one that I never try. It's because... Oh no 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 no. Okay, well, whoops.
Yeah. While we're talking about comfy Colossus, I'm coming up to Bassaran. Another comfy fan favorite.
Oh yeah, very comfy, super comfy.
It's one of the harder strats to pull off because it involves another bit of physics, manipulation, and very specific thing.
Guess we completely forgot to switch back to modern.
Oh.
That'll do it.
Oh. Well, this is not going to be a one cycle.
Oh no.
Decided to go everywhere but where I wanted him to. I guess I'll go for a cruise cycle.
But yeah, so TikTak's coming up to Bassaran. So the strat is a little different in when you would fight him in boss rush. So you kind of put yourself in a good position. Gotta wait out until Bass puts out his right foot and makes a little stomp sound, and then you quick start to jump on the bracer and do a side launch as Boss is lifting his arm up, and you can just go right to his head.
Yeah, and if you're positioning yourself well, you can also follow it up by a quick jump stab, which also saves a little bit of time. And now all of the rest of the fight is trying your hardest to get a plant, which is very hard because Bassaran doesn't believe in plant. So even then, this feels like a plant, but I'm not sure if Bassaran will allow it. So let's just see.
Or he could just say no.
Yeah. Okay, this actually looks like a plant. Yep.
Yeah, it looks good.
Bassaran said, okay, I'll let this one pass. But usually there's like this one animation where, even if you feel like you have a plant, sometimes you just get shaken out. But yeah, clean Bassaran.
Okay.
Very happy with this one.
Also a pretty clean 2-cycle on Kuro.
It was tight on time even for a 2-cycle build. Because obviously, as I said before, depending on how high you go, the more time you have. So I went for the minimal amount of time, which was enough. Just about. Yeah.
If you have donations, it's a good time for them.
Nothing right now, but I just want to say it is impressive how much you guys know about this game for sure and how close it is in this race.
We've spent. I mean, how many hours have we spent TikTok?
At this point, it's probably coming up to 2,500. It's been 2,100 last time I checked. So.
I've got around 400 hours for a bit of context, so you know.
But, to be fair, my practice hasn't been efficient. There have been people who came into the game and after like 500 to 1,000 hours surpassed me in every way, shape, or form. So it was an efficient practice, but I kind of went through. I think at this point I'm probably the longest, like the oldest active player when it comes to running the game.
Yeah, because I don't think Odawara or Upso have been playing for that long.
Yeah, and most of Valve's retired, so I'm already playing this game for over 4 years. So, yeah. The
Talk with
experience
Sable
is there.
about this for sure, but it seems frustrating dealing with non-cooperating AI animal things.
I mean, we have it way better than CLG players, and also way better than Eco players, because Shadow of the Colossus, for as random as it seems, is very, very deterministic. It's just that the second you stray off the exact path, oh, good luck.
Yeah.
Then you gotta fight with them.
There's basically only one major RNG moment, and well, in hard mode there's two. To be fair, there's Palladia later
there's
on coming up, which is a bunch of how should I put it? Inconvenience, but
we can nicely call it inconvenience for sure.
yeah, I would have used other terms, but this is family friendly show.
I call it insured molding.
Insured molding, yeah, that's a good one. Because everything can go perfectly on that one, and then, you know, you have a setup for the first part, and even that one is very hard to execute. And then on the second part, it can all be just like, okay, well, you had fun, now I'm gonna do whatever I want, and throw your run, and you lose a minute because I said so. The Colossus part. That one, which we already talked about a bit on Phalanx, it's 50 seconds
let's go!
that you can lose. Good job.
Nice, good job.
I've never been good at Bass Run I've never been good at Bass Run in general, but in any percent especially. I've always struggled.
A lot harder because of the the timing's different.
Yeah, definitely one thing to add is that any percent, as much as I think it's personally I prefer it and like it a lot, and any percent hard is probably my favorite category because I like to suffer a little bit. It's a lot harder to get consistent setups, and you have to know a lot more about the game to be consistent.
Yeah. On the comment before is at least I find that I don't know about other speed games, but in Shadow it helps me a lot to understand what's going on, to be able to form the speed run and all of its its tricks, instead of just doing like a deterministic setup. I'm doing the setup, but I know why. I know that I'm launching, I know that I'm skipping this animation, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, going in depth with the mechanics and understanding how they work allows you to be more flexible with the setups and allows you to get backups more easily because you know how to back them up. And already coming up is Dirge, or as we call him sometimes, Dirgy Dirge. Which, first of all, you're running away from a gigantic snake, which is there to annihilate you. So the idea here is to hit the eye with an arrow and let it hit a wall. And now here comes the hard part. There is a possible way to do the one cycle, and the leeway is exactly the damage you see on screen right now from the arrow, very little. Because you have to understab the first sigil by that amount, and that allows you to not technically kill the first sigil, and one cycle while killing the second sigil and having that extra damage. If you understab, it fails. If you overstab, it fails. So let it focus. Should be fine. Yeah, hard mode is a tad bit more lenient than normal or easy. Easy is the hardest, funnily enough, in this case.
Yeah. New Game Plus is the easiest because you just cushion him with
yeah, you just hit them with harpoons. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to do like about a 4.7 to 4.9 stab around that area, which is a terminology that we use. We use 4.7, 4.9, all that kind of stuff, which essentially means like the 0.7, 0.9, all that kind of stuff is the percentage of the circle, because obviously the more you charge it when you start charging a stab or an arrow, but we never do like semi-charged arrows. There will be a white circle that will appear from the center and then go off until the edge. Once it's to the edge, it's 100%. You can also see it's a lot better in the 2018 version, where there's like where instead of the actual circle growing like in the original version and PS3, where it's a pain to know when it's halfway, it's just a smaller circle and then it's a bar coming out. And it might be a bit hard to see through the stream, but if you do play the game, it's very easy to see that there is a second smaller circle in the interior of the stamina circle. which indicates 50%. You got to do 50% and a bit more is about 0.7 stab. 50 basically not complete is a 0.9 stab, and you know. And
yeah,
we use that.
if that
don't
sounds
worry.
like a lot of math and detail to you, that's how it has to be, otherwise it fails. I'm very glad that I got it there first try, that it can... Basically, missing the stab by just a little bit and messing it up will lose you a whole minute.
I legitimately just did the best 80% bass run of my life.
Good job.
I only got 2 heads flinging back and a instant plant.
That's really good.
So probably would have beaten my IL if that was an IL. Honestly. Yeah. Well, let's see if Dirge can allow me to continue this good streak, or if he's gonna my rest and say no. Dirge definitely is the... I don't know which is the longest one. There's 3 contenders for the longest trek. It's Dirge, Zenobia, which is 14 Colossus, and 5 Colossus, Malice. I think Malice is shorter, but you need to do a lot of parkour to get there without aggro.
I think it's like Malice is the farthest away by distance, but Zenobia is the longest by actual time. I'm not quite sure on that one, so don't quote me. Well, actually,
I'm sure JK
you're right.
knows.
Malice is longer because you have to parkour with Wander as well. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I do think Malice is closer than Zenobia because it's like straight down, even if the cat's not straight in the middle. But you have to do a lot of parkour, which obviously gets in the way.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm coming up to your favorite, Celosia.
Ooh.
One of the small boys. Yeah. I like the small boy Colossi, they're a lot of fun. I prefer the second one more so than the first one, but...
I don't like the second one because I'm bad at mashing. If not, it would be great, but I'm really bad at mashing.
Yeah, I just like the painful ones. If you ever tried to do Zenobia, you will know it will turn into actual pain if you do it for too long. Because it's just constant mashing until you get perfect.
Oh, it hurts.
Setups, yeah. But anyway, there's a little dip here where you can fall into the arena directly.
Hello.
Nothing very specialized.
Hello. Okay.
And Jade, you can talk about the strategies used here.
Yeah,
I think I will try the IL strategy just to show it off at the boards.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, the IL strategy for Celosia, you jump into this like little dip on the left side.
Not quite.
And the idea is to... Oh, so close, though. So normally you're supposed to stand up on top of the brazier to get Celosia to jump
God.
into
You know
it.
what I'm sorry, can I interrupt? You know what the awkward part is right now? I'm too low health to do the speedrun strat. I will die.
Oh, no.
You can't go down, can you?
Intended percent. Wait, no. No, I'm actually going to... I want to show this off, so I'm going to...
If you die, you die.
Yeah, I will try to regain a bit of health, and let's see what happens.
So yeah, the idea is to get Celosia to hit that, to drop down the stick, to go light the stick, because the tiny scaredy boy is afraid of fire. And the idea is to... Oh, you got really hit. To get knocked to that second tier.
Oh, I died.
You died?
You did die? Oh no!
Yeah, I died. Don't pretend to not enjoy this.
Did I miss a whole stab on Dirge? I think I missed a whole stab on Dirge. Oh.
I respect the attempt, to be honest.
It was great.
I'm messing up Dirge, but bigger than I've ever done.
Okay, I'm just going to do it the easier way to avoid dying. Literally dying. But yeah, you light the stick. And then, as you saw there, if I didn't die, that would have been the fastest way of doing it, because Celosia here thinks, oh, he doesn't have the stick, I can run. And then, oh, he has the stick, I have to trigger reanimation. Yeah, and from here on out, it's just jump stabbing the sigil 3 times if I do it perfectly. It's a bit tricky, but saves a lot of time if done right.
I'm just doing my casual Dirge playthrough at this point.
That's okay.
Come on, big boy.
There have been a lot of memes all around, but that's...
Then is true. It can either go wrong or it can go horribly wrong.
Yeah, when it goes right, it's just standard. Nothing to see here. Like, it was actually very impressive how on the first 5, we both got very, very consistently clean.
And then
Yeah.
it all went down. You know.
All went downhill.
It's impressive because I've never messed up dirt this bad, or at least I haven't in a long time.
But that's how it goes. Every Colossus can kill a run, and that's the fun part of it, because you have to be constantly under pressure.
Wait, what?
Oh, like, yeah,
okay.
I don't need to practice this Colossus because I get it consistent every time. No problem, no problem. Why is it killing my run? Why is it killing my run?
Yeah. I've lost runs to NTA Google before in very bad ways. It happens.
So, by the way, this is to the SDAT team. We can edit that out in the VOD, right? That section can disappear, no? Yeah? Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yeah. This is all pre-recorded. I am a robot.
Like, I just randomly had like some internet issues and skipped forwards.
Just play the tasks as we sent you beforehand. Thank you. Anyway, coming up is actually, in my opinion, the worst Colossus in the game in any kind of mode. Hard mode, Pelagia. This is the one where it starts out already pretty bad, where you have to do very, very precise play to even get a setup for the AI manipulation so it doesn't start out bad. So basically you have to try your hardest for it to go badly instantly. And then there is a certain moment where it turns into RNG, where you can lose a minute just because Pelagia said so. And after that, there's some more RNG, and if you did everything perfectly, there's no ways to lose time, basically. So this is the moment where you get very tense when you are on world record pace runs. And usually you're just hoping, please Pelagia, don't meme me as badly as last time. Last time was horrible, please only lose 30 seconds this time, thank you.
Pelagia
So let's see how it goes.
Pelagia is the accepted time loss in hard. It's how bad is it a time loss?
Yeah. It's kind of interesting how there have been like back and forth between me and Sean when we were going 20% hard. And one time he had a very bad Pelagia, but everything else was good. Then he had a run where he had a few mistakes leading up to Pelagia, but did Pelagia perfectly, so it all evened out and it became a better run. It's basically a plus minus 1 or 2 minutes on each given run. That's what it feels like.
Just a couple of days ago, I was molding hard at Pelagia. Oh my god. So bad. Oh, so bad.
Yeah, last time I ran all platforms so that's a category where you run PS2, PS3, and PS4 Shadow. Pelagia was mean to me in every single game. Every single one. Every single one.
Oh my god, wait, Pelagia? PS3 Pelagia in hard. Oh my god.
Oh god, no. Don't even talk about it. We don't talk about it.
For those who don't
Actually,
know...
I'm wrong. Hard mode Pelagia isn't the worst. PS3 hard mode Pelagia
For those who don't know, for some reason in PS3, Wanda has butter hands. Like, complete and utter butter hands. He cannot stay stable anywhere. And in...
So technically it's possible to do the same strat, but most of the time you will just shake and fail and have to do like a 4 cycle instead of a 2 cycle. It's very, very bad.
Yeah, I've just thought of that idea and I got big props to both the PS2 and PS3 runners that kept this speed game alive, because my god, is it paying to speedrun. On the PS2 you have incredible performance issues constantly, and on the PS3 it's just one doesn't like grabbing onto anything.
Yeah, and it's always like I feel very comfortable with the game on PS4. On PS3 it feels like I have to relearn the whole thing and I'm still not really good at it. Just because there's so many little differences that make it harder.
And
anyway,
then,
first of all, 2 arrows to set it up. I jump and grab onto here, which is already a nice one. Then I jump up here, wait out an animation, and hit specifically here to get the AI manipulation. And here, and if I did everything correctly, I'm not quite sure, we'll see. Wander, please, why? Oh my goodness. Okay. So what happens just there is sometimes Wander just locks into an animation for some reason. I have no idea why it happens. Because it's... Oh my goodness.
No! Solution, why?
Okay, the memes are starting out. Never mind. I tried to do an AI manip. It didn't go correctly.
Solution
now
launched me all the way down.
Where am I? Oh no. Pelagia is not in a good mood, Stockie.
Oh no. I held the sword out for too long and Solution launched me all the way
Excuse
down.
me. What?
We're both suffering.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, I haven't failed Pelagia this badly in quite a while. This is amazing.
The famed Pelagia armpit slip.
Yeah, that's usually... Okay. So, Pelagia, at least give me the animation. Otherwise, I'm going to be quite sad. Let's see if Pelagia cares.
Am I gonna die?
I love this animation. I love
Yeah, I rarely see it. It's interesting.
And I'm dead. No!
Please, please, no memes. Stop the memes. Stop the suffering. And he keeps sleeping. Okay, okay. At this point, none of the things I was talking about work. It's just a meme fest and randomness.
Nothing matters, run away.
Nothing matters. Pelagia just doesn't want to behave. I'll
Yeah.
try the animation cancel once again and hope for the best.
Yeah, when you're in a situation
Nope.
like this, a lot of the times, because if you're going for the animation cancel and she's not, exactly where she wants to be in as far as like positions on like this gazebo, she will throw her head back and say, no, I refuse to put my feet.
No,
and my
come on,
stomach."
not again. No, Solution, why you do this?
And you know what? This first part is technically the easy part because you can manipulate it to be consistent. I just failed, so that
Yeah.
was unfortunate. Come on, Pelagia, just do the thing.
And
Why
what-
are you like this?
Oh no, she
No.
turned away from you.
This
So, yeah.
is peak gameplay, by the way, from both of us. I'm messing up Solution, which is meant to be one of the
Come on.
easier ones.
Pelagia, please.
Yeah,
Pelagia,
when she does the does that animation where she shoots at you, if you go and hide behind the little pillar that Tic Tac did, usually she'll just center herself right into a good position for her to actually just get up.
And the hard stuff doesn't stop because now I have to be even quicker than usual on the next part, since I have
Yep.
to stab this one right away, and it's a lot harder than doing it like this instead of the other way.
I know.
Okay, I think I failed it. Wow. Okay, I think this is not going well.
Don't worry, I'm
Yep.
still on Solution. This is my third try.
Yep, I failed the 2 cycle.
Yeah,
Ah.
so it's gotta be a 3 cycle.
So the problem is, since I didn't get the initial animation that I wanted, I didn't get the setup where I can do a specific drop to make this easier, which makes getting the stab quickly a lot harder, which basically messes up the whole fight. And this is what I'm talking about. You know how I talked about losing 2 minutes? We're just losing more like 5 minutes now at this point.
So
I gotta say,
ideally,
that's gotta be the worst marathon Pelagia that I've shown in quite a while.
Oh, finally. Oh my god.
yeah, ideally you'll hit the half point of health threshold where Pelagia will actually attack and kill the or will destroy the gazebo. So, and that's ideally what you want, because otherwise you have to climb up the same one, maybe stab her. Oh no, maybe stab her once more before she will kick you off. Tic Tac, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
This is what happens when speedrunners are out of their prep, pretty much, you know? Then we get into territories that we have never been in, where you have to improvise and nothing works the way you want to. I swear I'm decent at this game sometimes.
oh my god. I finally defeated Solution. Like, on the third try, I got like a beautiful, perfect, no issue, no nothing. But the first I got knocked down twice and then died. Oh my god. Well, at least now I've got Pelagia. If I get a perfect Pelagia, maybe I can catch up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to do it the way I usually do it. I should stop worrying and just do a thing.
Do the thing.
Okay, we're back at where I should have been like a minute or two ago, or 5, I don't know. I lost track of time, I'll be honest. So this was the easy part. Now I have to jump onto Pelagia's head, and I failed that because the positioning wasn't quite right. So I'm not on Pelagia's head during the cutscene. Where usually if you are on Pelagia's head during the cutscene, you can still fall off because you can't actually control Wander during this cutscene. And Pelagia can turn left or right, which, depending on if it's a left turn or right turn, can lose another 20 seconds
Wait,
or so.
that's RNG as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
you can't control if Pelagia goes left or right. It's complete RNG.
The few
and you
times
can
that I
fall
managed
off
to get it,
during
I
the
got
cutscene.
lucky and she's always turned right, so... Oh,
No,
good.
that's RNG, and you can fall off during the cutscene. Now,
amazing.
have fun with your attempt. So a good Pelagia, in general, will be
Good
like
Pelagia
a
than
minute,
dead Pelagia,
seconds
first of
or
all.
so. Oh yeah, yeah. Once you're past Pelagia, you're good. But a good Pelagia time-wise would be like below 2 minutes. I think the world record is like 1 minute 35 seconds. Usually you're fine with anything below 2 minutes, or 2 minutes 15 seconds even. I'm not sure what minutes I'm at this point. This is just, you know,
It's a marathon. We're
this
showing off.
can happen. This is fun. Wow, Wander, please, why are you like this? Oh god.
This is the pre-scripted redemption arc. We had it on.
Pelagia always wins. Pelagia's turning away again. Another minute.
No. No.
As soon as I saw you got hit with her attack, I was like, oh no, please, just don't kill him now.
I'm gonna game a gremlin lean forwards for
Honestly,
this.
you know what would have happened if I would have died there? I probably could have gotten a perfect Pelagia second try, just to show how it can work out.
True.
Yeah, with
No,
a lot of
that's
these
always
Colossi, you need to know how to manage the do I continue or do I do a tactical suicide and attempt again from scratch.
Any game, by the way, just saying.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, okay. And yeah, it's very hard. You go, oh yeah, just reset. Oh, but your brain's like, but what if? But what if you go well this time?
Oh, TikTok, that last step was so...
It was close to
Close.
giving,
Are you done?
you know.
You might do it?
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm done with Pelagia. Yeah.
Congrats!
Stop you, please do a 2 cycle just to show off how it can.
Oh, you
be
have
done.
way too much. I'll try it. I'm leaning forwards like a gamer.
Go.
If there's
Okay.
any time for some donations, or you wanna just say whatever, while I swim over here.
For sure, good swimming time, and certainly, hopefully, a little bit better luck for the rest of the run. But as of right now, no further donations. Just as a reminder to everybody, this is benefiting Save the Children, as well as if you want to help the Team Speed Docs, it is September right now. Get some cool emotes. But beyond that, there's a lot of cool prizes you can check out. You can even enter without any donations! Exclamation no purchase.
Yeah,
And
I'm
as a
gonna-
reminder, anybody just joined us, there is a reward. Every $5, you get to pet our lovable Argo.
Now I'm gonna try to do what Tic Tac could not, and finish my master's work. Ooh.
Meanwhile, I'm on my way to Phalanx, which is... Good start, by the way. This looks like a good animation. Okay, now I'm too focused on what Stockie's doing because I'm cheering for Stockie.
Come on, Stockie, you can do it.
Hey, that looks like a 2-cycle. GG.
It does.
Oh, I fell. Oh
Maybe-
no, I fell down. Okay.
Oh no.
But you know what? We take those. You know, this
we
was
do.
amazing. This is a way to do it by doing the AI manipulation and getting 4 stabs, and you can skip straight to the part that took me like a couple minutes to get to. So, very cool stuff. GG. You
And
know,
that's,
I'm
that's
going
still way
to...
faster than what happened to poor Tic Tac.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm going to Phalanx, which is another flying boy. And here I will try to do a certain setup to
Oh,
try
whoa. Get my back.
and get the IL set up. So hopefully I can redeem myself and show off something very cool if it works out. Though it is RNG, so I can't promise it, and it's quite a difficult setup as well.
Left turn, left turn. I'm hoping for left turn for you.
So here I'm parking aggro for a little bit, just so this can
I messed up
line
this-
up
the
way I
lineup.
want to. Actually not sure about this, but I'll try my best. Okay,
Yeah.
not too bad.
If you put aggro in the right position, you can get this setup, or the same setup as you would in boss rush to set up for the IL strat. And we're getting a left turn. So hitting nice GG, hitting the 3 sacks and within 11 seconds will
So I was basically a little bit too slow to get Vial set up, but the idea was there.
yeah. So Phalanx will actually dip way lower down, and you can jump right onto her back from aggro when you're standing up on top of her. That was sick, Stocky. Good job.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Redemption.
The good thing is, no matter what time I get, it's going to be a PB, because it's my first ever any percent hard. So, it's a PB, let's go.
We came prepared.
PB pace. Oh, God.
Please all hype PB pace.
Getting so hot, I'm going to sit on my fan a bit.
Okay, and here on Phalanx, there's a similar idea to Dirge, it's just less drastic. Since you did damage on the sacks, here you can not destroy the first 2 sigils, just to get an easy 1 cycle every time, which I managed to do here.
Yeah, Phalanx is definitely the easiest one cycle, both in normal and in hard, but especially in hard, to do, want to try out, you know. Especially, Phalanx is great, if you want to feel really good, the hard time that they give you for the time attack is way too much, even for casual, honestly. So you can do like something that the game tells you, oh, you need to take 11 minutes to do it, so you can do it in like 2 minutes if you're really, really good.
Yeah,
Just like
your
slightly.
of a normal run is under 1 minute.
Yeah, and the game gives you like, I think it's like 9.5 minutes for normal and like 11 minutes for hard, something like that.
You get a lot of time, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
even
I
then,
mean-
you don't even have to, with really good movement, you don't even have to do the specific stabs, at least not in normal. I don't know if in hard if it's possible, I don't think so, but in normal, you can take out every single sigil and still 1 cycle. It's not
On hard you can do, it's just very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and there's no reason to do it over.
Unless you're
Actually,
doing
that's-
intended hard mode, which I should do at some point. We have a CE run, which is literally called intended %, where you do all the developer intended strategies, which is quite vague in ruling, but
It's a category extension.
yeah, and I basically wrote up like 2 pages of what exactly you have to do to kill each Colossus, and it's quite a hard run. Who am I going to? Zenobia. Yeah, that
Yep.
was.
You're going to Hydrus.
Your favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite one because ages ago, long time ago, I once held
Before I was born.
IL record. Yeah, before all of your time, I held an IL record for Zenobia. Simply because Wacky Wolf AO found a new strategy which allowed me to save like 5 seconds over old run. Which is only possible on PS4, which I will talk about later. It's quite a lengthy way there, so no reason to rush the facts and trivias.
And we get lots of scenery and horse riding. You know, our favorite. Good luck
Yeah.
on Phalanx, Stocky.
It's fine. It's not going to be an IR, but I'm still going to get a quick time. I'm still going to have to get a quick time. That's my first shot there. Unfortunate.
Oh. Have you switched to
there you go.
Classic on Phalanx?
Yes.
Tic-tac, or no?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I did switch to Classic, and I keep Classic for Zenobia because I'm more comfortable with that one. It allows me to get a quick arrow on top of the pillar, and then I switch back to everything. Argus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a certain way about the controls. It used to be most people using Classic. I was one of the few at first who used Modern Remat, which has a few advantages. Wait, just for the crowd. There we go. You can see the Colossus corpses in the game as well. And I wish I could do that to Pelagi, honestly, but I wouldn't be able to get into it. Anyway, what was I talking about?
Classic and...
Oh yeah, right. Since many speedrunners at the start who switched over from the original version, always used Classic in the original because there was no modern controls in the original. But modern has a couple of advantages like double rolling, and that allows you a few things where you can be more flexible. For example, Quadratus in normal mode, there is a certain strategy that is a bit easier on modern. But yeah, on Phalanx and Zenobia, I personally trained myself to use Classic controls just because the arrows auto-aim in Classic.
Oh, come on, really?
Where you can use the Colossus camera to basically have an auto-aim button.
Yeah.
Meme stab twice.
Yeah, memes up twice.
Love that. GG on Phalanx.
Thank you. I also switch. This one's completely unnecessary, but just out of Mania, I also switched to Classic on Dirge. Which there's no point because you're already going to be looking backwards and there's barely anything, but I'm just used to it. And I've finally stopped myself from switching to Classic on Avion. That one's really unnecessary.
Yeah, it's definitely a comfort thing. I usually just use Classic for Phalanx and Zenobia, but there are people who use Modern throughout. I think Sean was the first one to really get good times with Modern. Like, not Modern Remap, but Modern, where you jump with X instead of triangle.
Yeah.
In the end, it's all the same, really.
I am also a full use modern runner.
Which is impressive because I couldn't do it. It feels so awkward in comparison.
Yeah. Well, because like the main thing that people use like Classic for is when your gaze at the Colossus button is like it will snap your arrow reticle to the Colossus, and it does not in modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely abuse that. I believe I use it on Dirge, Avion, Malus, Phalanx. Yeah, I believe I use it on all of those. Because Malus also helps me to quickly get a shoulder shot before he starts moving backwards and forwards.
Another big thing that is useful in Phalanx, for example, and many else, is that you can roll out of stabs on Classic.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Phalanx, I think it's the most useful because you have like the actual flap stopping you, so there's no worry about accidentally falling off or going to the wrong place or anything like that. Which is another reason why I like to switch to Classic, which thank you for reminding me I need to switch back to Modern.
Yeah,
So I also just switched to 30 FPS, which looks horrible, but it's necessary for the next little trick. So for Zenobia, the whole strategy revolves around a super jump, which is a lot easier and more consistent on 30 FPS, that's why we switch. So I'm going to run directly to the last pillar, through canals and stuff like that. And I'm going to use a little thing, which is... This is really the only glitch we use, apart from the Barba cutscene glitch, where I'm going to use a little... well, let me do it and then explain it. That's some faulty collision at the base of the pillar, and the game doesn't like it when you jump into it, so if you just spam the button quite a bit, it catapults you out, directly out of it, on top of the pillar. And already coming up, the second trick is why I'm going to shoot the Colossus for AI manipulation reasons, and okay, I'm going to fail it, so I'm good. Talking and playing is hard, you know.
It is.
The idea
Yeah.
was there, I could have during the cutscene jumped here, and then from here directly to here, which is the wacky jump. And this was not present in the original version, just because... Wow, it even fell off. Interesting. Because the plateaus you jump on just weren't there, so it took quite a while to find this one. And yeah, in Vio it saves like 5 seconds, and it's very cool to do, because it also makes Zenobia behave differently, which allows for a few little time saves.
This is also one of the tricks that you can't do in the PS2 and PS3 versions.
Yeah, because there's simply no plateaus.
Yeah, there's no plateaus, also there's no super jump.
You have to do what's called a Kaze jump, which is a bit of an oversight from the developers, is that if you do like a very specific full jump from a tiny little ridge, you have just enough height to grab onto one of the final platforms, or if you want to go for the extra swag strat, you can do the shoulder jump, which is very hard, and you just basically, you trick, I believe it's you trick Zenobia into hitting the pole, and then you jump onto Zenobia's shoulder, and then from Zenobia's shoulder you jump onto the actual pole.
Yes, which is incredibly difficult. I've been practicing PS2 and PS3 Shadow, and that's just, it's impossible, I swear. I can't do it.
The question is, how much of a PowerPoint slide is it in PS2 while you're trying to shoulder jump?
You know, that is a good question.
Because honestly, for me, it's the PS4 remaster, so the PS4 remake, the PS3 remaster, and the PS2 PowerPoint edition. That's what it feels like. On the horse camel dragon thing, it can get as low as like 14 to 15 FPS. When you go like right between the legs, it is really painful.
Yeah, a lot of people say the game looks kind of more dark in the original version because they added a bunch of fog just to hide parts of the game, so the performance is a bit better. It's kind of a fun thing.
Like,
That is funny.
even running on the emulator, you still get slowdown just because the PS2 just couldn't with it. There was no feasible way for the PS2 to run Shadow.
Yeah, it sometimes feels like the Shadow was really made for the PS4 that they released on the PS2. That's how it feels like, with the performance.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, when it came out at you know, and for us at the time, it was just, you know, a
looks so
beautiful
bad.
masterpiece.
Yeah. You really start appreciating the PS3 and PS4 version when doing all platforms run.
Oh yeah, the
Because it's
PS3
like-
version, like, you really appreciate that one. Right after back-to-back playing the PS2 one, you go, okay, now I understand the PS3 one exists, because the PS one's barely playable.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm on the way to Argus. This is another one of the Colossi that we will use specific side jumps and physics to make it work. But there's still a little way to go.
Arcus is my favorite.
I spent so long suffering on Argus, but now
Honestly,
I'm
Argus is a very cool one because when you start out speedrunning, the strategy is very precise and hard, but it's also one of those strategies that once you learn it, you quickly get good at it. So it's all very, very, very satisfying once
Fly,
you
you idiot, fly!
learn it. You switched to 30, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Don't worry,
Just
my
making sure.
eyes are bleeding right now.
amazing.
Come on, come on, come on.
If the eyes aren't bleeding.
If the eyes aren't bleeding, you're not doing Zenobia right.
Yeah.
Kaze jump?
I mean, Kaze is still fine as a
Nope.
backup. And
Please leave it alone.
yeah, one problem of the super jump is definitely that it can be quite inconsistent if you don't get it first try. The
And very
first setup,
tiring.
And it's very tiring because you have to spam the button quite a bit. For me, it worked out perfectly earlier, but it's not easy. It's not really as consistent as you would like it to be.
Please no. Thank you. Hey!
Okay,
No!
didn't make-
By the
I
way,
was aiming the
Stocky,
wrong way.
Chat is loving your eyes being bleeding.
Thanks, chat. I love you too.
What's super
Meanwhile, you will see me do a bunch of double rolls because
Oh,
Spot is
finally.
one of the we don't have aggro with you. And yeah, it's quite funny because you can also roll upstairs, which must be quite painful, but Wonder just keeps going.
Wonder's built different.
Yeah, for sure.
Wonder is made of jelly.
Yeah, you can also survive like the craziest drops from insane heights. There's one little thing there on Kuromori, when I was doing the first casual playthrough, I actually couldn't figure out the puzzle because I thought you would die of fall damage if you jumped down. Meanwhile, tried to run down the stairs, and then Kuro would be back up, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing?
I managed to get wacky for the first time since I started de-rusting, which is good.
Nice.
I do want to say, it's also very hot where I live, so this is not fun. Spamming for 2 minutes straight.
Okay,
Oh,
so
God.
I'm finally here. Jade, do you want to explain the strategy?
Yep, I got you. So, what Tic-Tac is going to do is skip the entire thing where you have to drop his sword out of his hand and to get that sigil that's in the palm by doing a jump up to the knee, to the hip, to jump and grab the fur. And it takes 1.5 stabs on the hand. And then what we're going to do after that is go from... Are you going to go for the IL?
In hard mode there's no IL.
Oh, that's right. Never mind, just kidding. So, do a side launch from the knee. So, on the right animation of it going up, Tic-Tac will launch straight upwards, very similar to like Phaedra launch. And then get the stabs on the head, and he also has an additional sigil on his chest, which is incredibly hard to stab. You wiggle so much. It's pain, it's agony.
Yeah, unless you can find the plant. Having this one is painful, and I can't seem to find the plant. Ah, there it is. A bit late, but better late than never. Also lost track
Oh,
of
yeah,
the stab count, but that's fine.
Yeah, this plant is like close-ish, but it's behind the sigil, in between the sigil and the spine. But yeah, this one you can thankfully cancel a stab early to animation cancel Argus, but when he's just sitting there
Ew,
walking,
ew, ew.
it's like it's very, very hard to get him to stop.
Yeah,
And he'll
and
just
now
sit
it's
there and
the
shake.
point where I just hope to not shake out every time. This is actually a bit harder on 60 FPS as well, because you get shaken a tad bit more, which matters because it doesn't guarantee you a stab after this big shake animation. So stab and devices can be quite close and uncomfortable. But I got it. Alright.
Nice, GG.
So you're on Malice now, no?
Yeah.
You know what?
Just finished.
You know what?
Marcus.
Being one Colossus apart, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with that.
We're doing well. There have been quite a few memes, but that's what makes it more enjoyable, doesn't it?
I got the memes
Same
on the
here.
dumbest things. I got a meme on Dirt and meme on Colossus, but then I do just about a good 2-cycle Pelagia.
Yeah, you just crushed Pelagia.
This game's
by-
cruel.
and destroyed. It is cruel, yeah.
Oh,
Just shows you that even after 2,500 hours, the game can make you look like a fool.
The game can say, nope, this is the first time you played this game.
Yeah. Back to casual it is.
you see, but in this call, I am the world record holder of wheel percent. Therefore, I mean, honestly, 2,500 hours versus wheel percent.
Yeah, can't beat wheel percent.
Yeah.
Then I'm back there with you. You should give me that setup and I wanna try.
can try it. I've got the wheel right here. We can take it over.
Yeah. Let's go.
Unfortunately, the actual hardware we have sent still isn't ready. Will eventually be.
So I can do a wonky emulator version. I guess. So yeah, coming up for me is the last Colossus Malice, which is... I have quite a history with this one. It's so bad that I got a term coined after me. It's probably the only thing called after me, and it's about failing miserably. So it's...
To be fair, for context, he lost a world record pace run because he got soft locked, not killed, soft locked on Malice. So he had to restart, and that would make he had to quit out, which would make the run void. So yeah, Malice legitimately destroyed that run. Not even just, oh, it's time loss. He said, no, you can't finish it.
And you know, but the funny thing is, nobody ever had that soft lock happen to them at all. To me, it happened twice. It wasn't the only time, it was just the more prominent one. Yeah. So yeah, if you're getting tic-tac, it's about failing the last Colossus. At some point it just transcended, so it's about really failing anything, it's just being tic-tacked. At this point.
You've got to remember, if you want Malice to take care of you properly, you've got to feed him cheese puffs. And once you feed him cheese puffs, then he'll play ball. Sometimes.
I did not know about this cheese puff lore.
I didn't know about the cheese puffs.
It was ancient lore, yeah. Ancient cheese puff.
Lore.
That was when you first got tic-tacked. Talking about bribing Malice with cheese puffs.
Was this foretold from Eco in the sailboat eel eating seagulls?
Maybe.
You got
maybe that's what it is. Maybe eels were hot Cheetos.
Cheese puffs.
Hot Cheetos.
I'm so glad Yorda told us all about that. Thank you, Yorda.
Thanks, Yorda.
Yeah, it's Cheetos, Malice eating cheese puffs. The whole point of us killing the other Colossi, by the way, is so we can finally get to this moment and use the sword to open the gate.
Actually, yeah. Is there any donations before something happens?
Something.
Not at the moment. I'm definitely eagerly awaiting them.
Let's say, chat, you got about 20 more seconds to donate before I am unable to pet aggro. I'm just gonna word it like that. I guess if you get them in, Stockie can still pet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll just make Stockie do them all.
Alright.
Sabotage my PB.
Solid.
This is OSHA approved bridge.
And now aggro will do...
Ooh, I fixed it. No, I didn't fix it.
Yeah.
I'm dropping it.
Bye, aggro.
10 out of 10 on the execution. That is a high rating with the judges.
At least she didn't helicopter.
Salute. Bible stumps in chat for aggro, whole thing. He's fine. Just taking a bath.
It is possible for you to fall down there with aggro.
Yeah. And then you have to restart from the temple, which is quite a bit. But yeah, just a heads up, don't worry, aggro is actually fine. Aggro doesn't die, it just looks very bad, but I promise.
Aggro is made out of jelly, just like Wonder.
Very good resilience and some swimming gear.
She has her scuba suit just on the saddlebag so you don't see it.
Maybe just taking a nap, right? She's just tired. Taking us around all game.
She's been running a lot. She deserves a bath.
Yeah. I just remember when Usu and you were like doing the prey run at GDQ Hotfix. Pray for the Gods is a game heavily inspired by this. And there is a companion, a big wolf, that drags the protagonist back to the spawn point in each cutscene.
No!
No! And we feel that aggro just does the same. Every time you die temporarily from the Colossus, I would just, you know...
It's so done with you, and then just drags you back.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not bringing you back from here, that's way too far. I'm out of here.
Alright. Go take a vacation.
Oh my god, I wonder how far you're gonna fall down.
if you want to go into strategies.
Oh,
While I try to not mess it up badly.
You got it. So what TikTok is going to do, so if you've played this casually, Malice will shoot you with laser balls of fire, and they're heat-seeking.
Cheeto Puffs.
They're Cheeto Puffs. So what TikTok is going to do is a very specific routing, and be able to dodge every single fireball. And you know, Malice just for some reason this time on this path he just can't shoot anything. All he's shooting is like side bridges or side architecture. Oh, pitless, nice.
2-second free time save.
It wasn't even a 2-second time save because I accidentally hit the sword light button, so
You
it was
want to
all for
blind him.
style points. Nothing more than that.
So there's a strategy where you can avoid going
What?
down into the
What?
pit.
What?
Most
Okay.
people will dive down into that pit, because it's safer technically. But yeah, so climbing up the architecture, what we normally do is to avoid doing the normal climbing where you have to like stab him in the back, go onto his hand, go from the hand to the other hand and the hand to the shoulder. We're just gonna skip all that because that's not fast. With an early arrow into his shoulder, which will cause him to drop his arm, and we can jump on fur of that hand and get on that bracer super early. And wait for the right animation where Malice is reaching his arm up and use that momentum to jump straight onto his shoulder and skip all of that to go right to the head and stab away home. It looks like you got a plan, so
So yeah,
I haven't had any problems
That's
with
Malice.
Argus.
Malice after all.
it was a good Malice.
Haven't missed a single Argus launch. I started derusting and now, oh,
Yeah,
You know, there was one moment once where I was giving advice to a newer player on Malice, and I just said, "Oh, why should I listen to you about Malice?" And that told a lot. It's good to know what I can do with sometimes, you know.
That's such a bird. That is such a bird.
We do have a couple late ones rolling in. $5 from Clocky. Hey, you, pet horse, now. Thank you.
sounds good, sounds
I think
good.
we might be.
Don't worry, you're gonna have a lot of time until I get this person right. This lovely unit.
Well, good, because there's also $20 from CJ's sister. Chased at 3K. Really enjoying this run. Great job, everyone. And I agree.
Thank you so much.
But also, coming up during Kirby Air Ride, there's an incentive for the 5 hot dog %, which we had last marathon, and it's like all RNG. So it could take 2 minutes, it could take 20 to 30 minutes, like it did last time. So we are currently at 236 out of $464 on that.
So a lot happened in between. I turned into demon. Don't ask why. I'm also floating because glitchy demon is glitchy. Look at his feet. There you go. And he also is smoking.
Oh, wow.
You're very.
Oh, Stockie, I'm so sorry.
I forgot how to do it.
Oh no.
TikTok, can you
I'm
take your
sorry.
flight early and come over here and do it, please? Just take it a bit earlier, you know?
Oh god. No.
If you guys need another incentive, every single pet that I do sabotages my PB, because this is my PB. So if you want to push me down the leaderboard, donate.
Do it now.
Plus,
it.
it's a cute PB.
It's a very cute PB, it's a lot of pets.
Yep, that is true. And you have 5 pets you have to do.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's coming up with time because I'm going to the final well, then turning back to baby. Don't ask why. Play the
Tense
game.
baby.
You won't be any smarter about it.
Because it is very nondescript on purpose.
Yeah, that will be time for me.
Nice, GG.
GG's.
Stockie, I'm sorry that the proximity of me is making your Argus.
Oh no,
go
don't worry.
terribly.
I was known for messing up Argus, but like, 7 months. When I started speedrunning, I spent like 8 months until I learned Argus. The worst part is during D-Rust, I've done every single Argus flawlessly when it comes to the launch, and now I'm just forgotten. Just in my head.
It's like one of those things about the game as well, where you can do everything very well, perfectly, and at some point you change something about it slightly, and everything stops working, and you have to relearn the whole Colossus because you learned some kind of wrong muscle memory. I've had to relearn different Colossi a bunch of times, specifically when I got a PS5 and switched to 60 FPS. It was quite bad as well, because where it was basically relearning 4 of the Colossi completely from scratch, finding new setups.
And just for some reason, sometimes what you normally do just stops working for you.
Yeah.
Because reasons.
And then you get frustrated because what doesn't work and why.
I know what I'm doing.
I just did that to me.
I know what I'm doing. I'm overthinking on the actual launch.
Yeah, just do the side jump and you're good.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, damn.
No, it really feels like you might actually be jumping up a bit too late, but
Too late?
the thing is, yeah, you want to just jump up right before the left leg hits the floor. And there's a lot of leeway to it on 60, so it can give you a false sense of security.
Take a big, deep breath, wield your soup knife that Sable will lend you. I am sure she will. And then you stab Argus with it.
If you don't know, Sable loves his Colossus with a passion.
Hey, fixed it.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Sable and I share a deep love for Argus, and we don't hate him at all.
No.
Argus
I
is
detect
also
a
my-
hint of sarcasm.
You know, maybe there is. Maybe there was. Just a little. I also, like, I've lost, like, massive PBs to Argus and races.
So, what was the Konami code again? So I could skip it?
Yeah.
Konami code.
I actually don't remember the Konami code.
Up, down, left, right. Select start, AB? Or is it AB select start? I don't remember.
Something like that.
Something
A
along those
combination of
lines.
those.
And otherwise,
I want to say BA enter
BA, is it?
or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, for this game specifically, who knows?
I wish there was.
Has anybody
Just-
tried
just-
the Konami code?
just smash triangle into the Colossus until it dies. It's what this Snowbeer basically is as a fight.
See, now if I were to do that, I would just be whistling Zenobia to death.
That's a good point, actually.
Triangle no matter what. So either you jump Zenobia to death or you whistle.
Those,
Wait, you
Zenobia's
play on
very
standard
sensitive.
modern?
I play modern.
Isn't that against the Geneva Convention?
Sean did it too. He broke all the rules. That's why he was so powerful. He also practiced and did no reset things. Who does that?
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, thanks, camera. We can see the lovely ground textures over here.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Amazing.
Zoom up in those leaves.
Really showing off the PS5 and what it can do.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Funniest thing about the PS5 as well is that some of the textures are actually broken, so it's worse than in the PS4 Pro sometimes. And even loading time wise, somehow Sean's PS4 Pro with SSD was faster than the PS5 as well.
Oh, finally. Get out of here.
Did you just go for
You small
launch first?
monkey.
Yes.
Wait, did
launch
you kill the
first.
sigil?
Did I do the hand?
You did do that.
You didn't do the hand.
Well,
Okay, it's fine. This is old school strats before
Yep.
we have like hand first. You just drop down kind of.
oh no, oh no, oh no.
Okay, a little advice while you're at it. When you kill the sigil, wait for. Oh, okay, you're dropping down.
Yeah, I fell down. Okay, just step on me and why don't you?
You could try and do the hand first now and then launch again just for the swag.
I'd rather get crushed.
There's no solution.
Oh, this is so painful. I haven't had that in years.
I mean, to be fair, this is about the same thing that happened to me on Colombia.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
it.
It just happens.
Thankfully, portions of the death don't count towards AGT, which is what
Yeah.
we base our time on.
Still PB pace. Let's go.
PB pace.
Let's go.
Live PBs, let's
This
go.
is so clean as well. You haven't missed it yet, did you?
Oh, I have, but when I don't.
You're hitting it mostly. For most people, the
Yeah.
hand first is more difficult than the launch, but for you it was always the other way.
Nice.
It was always the other way. Okay, at least if this
Let's
goes,
go! Let's go! Nice.
I'll wait for the move after the final stab. Well, it's not run. That's it, right?
Just take it slowly.
No, one more. Okay, gotcha.
It's 4.5 and then like 2 and a little bit.
So quick drop down. That was kind of clean, actually.
What's that?
Your drop down to the chest sigil. That was nice.
Hmm.
Very smooth.
I do well on the weirdest parts.
I always get caught up on his
Yeah.
shoulder armor and then do
Yeah,
the
but-
tippy toes.
Getting clipped onto the shoulder armor is actually a way to do it as well, because you can just hang on, then let go and re-grab and usually directly on the sigil.
Oh, fair enough.
That's what I usually do.
Better not run out of stamina. I'll be so annoyed.
I have run hard exactly twice. Once it was mirrored, which was the first time I did it, and the second time was just very, very recently.
Come on.
Yeah, you can do the mirror.
Come on.
Sounds like it.
Let me stab. Oh, don't you dare run out of stamina. Oh, don't you dare run out of stamina.
Mirrored is a great time. So who wouldn't want to do all of this, but the opposite direction?
Ah, let's try it. I'll launch again.
Oh yeah, you're about to run
Oh,
out
the
of
slash
stamina
was so
anyway.
close. It's like you understepped one foot by just a hair. It was very unfortunate. It also shows how hard it's actually hard. Timing your stabs on the sigil is quite difficult.
I need to hope that he moves forwards.
Instead of
Yeah,
turning.
if he turns, you can just hold on and wait until he moves forward.
Problem is the casual way is so slow that there's no way of actually doing it. That's the main issue. That's another issue with Argus. So there's no backup strats to Argus. One of the main reasons why it's so hard.
Yeah, because like the intended way is to like have him step on one of the side pieces of architecture to get you to be able to go up high enough to get onto the side architecture, wait for him to get into a specific position, and then have him hit it so blocks come down. You climb those blocks, go up on the tops of the bridges, and then jump from there onto
We
his
got
head.
this, right? No? Okay. I tried. Come on. Come on.
Okay, I don't think that works because he didn't do extra damage to his back, but it's a nice little idea.
Come on, boy. Please, I beg you. Let me. I just want to be done with you. Oh, God. My worst nightmare. Oh, my God.
Yeah, getting him to actually do another
I have to
stomp
restart this.
is so pain.
Ran out of stamina, man. It's unfortunate.
You got this. It's
Yeah.
gonna go perfect this time. This time for sure.
I know I didn't do the hand first.
What you can do to get into a hand that way is, after you kill the sigil, is okay. Never mind.
If we do run out of time, I don't mind leaving it here, unfortunately. But you know, yeah. Oh, I'll give a couple more tries, and if not, I think we can leave it here. As we're coming up to our estimate. What a pain. What a pain.
On the left, we get to watch the cutscene play out. So, the cutscene is actually really beautiful, but also necessary for like timing, because at the end you get an IGT.
Yeah, and it shows a bit of the plot and hints at certain things.
Lore?
Games are connected. Yeah, there's more. It just never is spelled out.
I'll give it one more try, and if not, I'll quit out and give Aggro her pets. Obviously, we must give Aggro her pets before we leave.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Which question? Are there any more Aggro pets?
We are sitting at the 5 right now.
Perfect. Worst part is that in D-Rust, he was working just fine. That's the most annoying part. Is that in D-Rust, I was fine on it. But you know, it happens, and obviously I'm not going to be here for 20 days.
It's what happens, marathon luck.
Yeah. But other than that, I think the run was pretty good. I'm quite happy. Let me give Aggro her pets, and hopefully not slash her.
And hey, you got 2-cycle Pelagia.
I got
so
2-cycle Pelagia. Yeah.
Let's
go
to something.
that's definitely a win.
Let's go to a pretty place and give you your pets. Let's go to the fruit tree.
Ooh, that's a good place.
But yeah, GG's, TikTok. GG's. We can see the IGTs now. Is your camera frozen?
The camera is frozen.
Oh, it's back. It's back.
For a while.
Nope, looks good.
Oh, okay.
It looks frozen.
I was worried for a second there.
Yeah.
Probably just me staring in one position.
I was going to say, I think it's because you're
Three.
just.
So, just so you all know, with a secret ending where you give aggro pets under the...
And then that's it, and then the game ends.
And the game ends. It's good ending. This is bad ending.
But yeah. I think with that, yeah, I think that can be time. We can see TikTok's IGT, which is what we actually check. And I hope you've enjoyed this race, even if I unfortunately couldn't finish. I've certainly enjoyed it a lot. It was good to push myself to learn a new run with a new difficulty.
Thanks for racing.
I definitely enjoyed it. Good game, guys. It was very entertaining. Great commentary. Appreciate it.
What was your IGT?
1:16:48.
That's really good. Really good.
Hmm.
I mean, with how disastrous Pelagia ended up being.
Considering Pelagia.
Yeah, considering Pelagia, yeah, no, very good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed. Do you have time for some quick shoutouts?
Yeah, where can people find you guys?
Yeah, so I stream under Stocky Streams, and I am live whenever I play this game. There's not really any time.
I stream on the tiktak12, and also make sure to join our Team Eco speedrun server if you want to run out of this game, or Eco of The Last Guardian. We are all one connected community with a bunch of cool events, a big beginner help section where you can find guides and things about the game, as well as events we sometimes organize like marathons, charity streams, and the like. Thank you so much.
And Jade as well.
Oh, yeah, you can find me on Twitch at SunBroJade. Also, I do, the Shadow of the Colossus speedruns. I also run Eco, and I'm going to be learning Last Guardian. Here soon, I will be doing all platforms Tricofecta, which will be so long and such pain. So that's every game. Every game on every platform it has been released on. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed, and shout out to the Team Eco community. You're all great.
See you all.
Thank you, guys.